So one question that I have as I hear what you're talking is the traditional view of insurance is you're selling to a salaried class, which means that every month I get a certain amount of salary, and therefore I know when I can pay my premiums. But when you're talking to and targeting, say, the self-employed, the challenge that you have there is I'm not very sure about what I'm going to earn next month. Okay, and maybe last year my business was great, this year my business is not good. So this predictable premium payments, okay, may not appeal to to this class. So therefore product innovation may be something that's key, and I don't see too much of product innovation happening in the insurance industry. Is that something that you get involved discussing with your product folks, with your management? So because if you want to earn a seat on the table with the leadership, your ability to not just communicate but also develop products become very important in a category like this.
So I think for any category, whether it's financial services or otherwise, for marketing to play a more instrumental role, it has to fundamentally understand who the consumer is and how the business operates. Right? So, for example, when we were talking about self-employed, we knew that their incomes can fluctuate. So they don't, for them making rigid monthly premiums, that can be a hurdle. So instead of expecting them to fit into existing models, you just need to create slightly more flexible payment structures. Right? You have to allow things like, okay, fine, you can do one-time payment of premium, right? Or you can pay once in 6 months or once a year. But you just need to add that flexibility in. When you looked at a category like homemakers, right? Today, if you think about it, the economic value that a homemaker has is immense. She runs the household. If it usually is a woman, so she runs the household. She takes care of the kids. Very often, they are also taking care of elderly dependents in the family. What happens if a homemaker is suddenly not there tomorrow? Right? Homemaker is actually doing several jobs, right? And has several responsibilities, and that cannot be replaced so easily. So they have tremendous economic value to the household, right? But they are almost never covered by insurance. So when we were looking at it, we said, why should we just frame insurance the traditional way? We need to reframe life insurance as protection for the financial stability of the household, not just for the primary earner. Right? So really, it's about, for us, it's about bringing that understanding, right, into the boardroom to say, okay, fine, these are where opportunities lie. And of course, you have to work with your product teams, right? You have to work with the actuarial teams, with the finance teams to say, okay, fine, how addressable is this market? How much, how can we size it? How can we package it? How can we market? How can we sell it? So, how much time does it take for us to kind of, get our ROI from this investment? Those are conversations that you need to have, and you have to be comfortable getting having those conversations before that product even hits the market.
So the other thing that I see also is typically, marketing folks are in their own. They're comfortable within their own community, but in an organization, your ability to collaborate with functions, which could be customer service, which could be actuarial in your case. Do you think marketing needs to expand its view on working with functions and collaborate unlike before?
So I have this theory that that people, when they try to look at when they consider marketing and what marketers do, right? We tend to focus a lot on individual brilliance within marketing. Right? We say, okay, fine, this CMO is responsible for running this campaign, or this brand has great ads, great communication. But for me, really successful brand building and marketing, it's a team sport. Right? So think of it like, the analogy that I like to use is, Formula One. If anybody who follows Formula One, right? Think of the marketer or the CMO as being the driver, right? The one who sits in the car. But without the pit crew, you need creative teams, you need data scientists, you need people with financial acumen, you need CX strategists, you need product experts. So that's your pit crew, right? You need the team boss, the CEO, the team principal, right? Without all of these things working in conjunction, the car goes nowhere, right? Look at one of the most successful drivers in Formula One was a gentleman by the name of Michael Schumacher, right? What made Michael Schumacher great wasn't just the fact that he was a great driver. He spent hours of his time before and after the race with his engineers, just refining every single element of the car, right? And good marketers need to be able to do that. The car is your brand. That's what people see going around the track. That's what people buy, right? But in order for that car to go around and for that car to win, you need a team, not just of marketers, but it has to be cross-functional across the organization to be able to say that this is how we get our brand to do really, really well in a competitive environment. So for us, we know, for example, that at Bandhan Life, bank assurance is really a key channel for us. So our marketing today can drive awareness, but that awareness can only take you so far. You also at the same time need to make sure that your bank relationship managers, they're trained effectively, right? Because if they are not trained, they will not be able to sell convincingly. Your conversion is going to suffer. So when we think of marketing, we're also thinking not just on ads. We're thinking about, okay, fine, how can we improve trading collateral, right? How can we ensure that we're looking at interactions beyond just say clicks and walk-ins, but really what is the quality of the interaction that's happening? If there is a drop-off, where is that drop-off happening? Why is it happening? And we bring that understanding in. And there are some areas where marketing will take a front seat, right? But there are other areas where it's just going to be a partner providing insight and then letting the experts say, okay, fine, here's the insight. Now, how can we kind of figure out a solution for this challenge?